recording this whole time, but okay.
Okay. Shots Fired, last episode of the year. It's an absolute pleasure to bring to this week's podcast the King of the North, Jamahal Hill. What's happening, my brother?
Going on, bro? What's happening?
Joining us as usual on Shots Fired, it's G.
What up?
And Kairos. We've got no Chisanga this week, but in his place, the King of the North has usurped the throne of the man, the myth, the legend, who usually sits in your spot, Chisanga Malata. But you know what? Kicking things off, I think it's time we kind of like address the elephant in the room. We were kicking it a bit at the beginning of the year. And I have to say, I mentioned this to the team, especially G. I said, you know something? There's something special about this young man. There's something about his aura. There's something about his words which ring true. And since then, man, you've been hammering it. Congratulations. You've had a pretty stellar year when you think about it.
It's been a pretty good year. I can't complain.
Now, like I say, the elephant in the room is the last time, excuse me, or the time before last that you came to the cage, it was Clidson Abreu. If I'm butchering his name, you can take it to me. But Clidson Abreu,
my name, shit, people fuck my name up. I don't care if you fucking his name up.
Word. We fuck up names every episode, Mike. So just, let it roll.
You gonna act like you don't be up in here fucking people's names up. All right. You think I care about the dude I got fined for? Hell no.
Yeah, basically that now has resulted in a no contest. You'll have to excuse me. I've not actually looked at any interviews that you've done. If you've gone through this,
that's a lie.
Is news to me. So the floor is yours. Talk me through that context. How is it that you ended up with a no contest after that fight?
First, I'm about to talk you through the lie you just told, because I know you got Twitter. I know you be on there, all that shit. You saw the interview. The motherfucker was everywhere. All right. So we're not gonna do that. But
Preach.
You said you wanted to what? You want me to talk you through like how did it become a no contest or how I feel about it? It became a no contest. Well, see, first I had to pee in this. So first I had to pee in this cup with this strange man looking at me, right?
Look at Cairo.
I had to, they test you or whatever, in which like I smoke, but whenever I'm in camp, it's no mas, I don't do it. I took this fight on like 4 weeks notice, so I'm thinking like, all right, it's been a month, so I'm good. I went pissed with all the confidence in the world. That confidence was evidently misplaced because I failed that motherfucker. And then they popped me, man. They hit me with a even still, they went back and tested like my old USADA samples and things like that, and they still didn't care. You could tell the levels of when I smoke and when I'm not smoking. They still ain't care. You know what I mean? So they hit me with a suspension. A part of that suspension is it was. I think at first they was trying to hit me with like 18 months. They ended up giving me 6, and then it was like they fined me like a little more than like 10% or like 10-15% of my purse, and then they stripped the win.
Damn.
Wow, that must have stung, considering you were actually on a tear, on a wonderful year. I'm
not tripping about it. People still see what they're still going to use that footage. People still see what I did to that man. They're gonna be like, oh, what did he do? Was he on steroids? He smoked some weed. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. He won that fight. Period. That's how people look at it. That's how I look at it. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, just on that though, do you not think it's slightly hypocritical that you fought in Nevada and weed is legal in Nevada?
Hell yeah, you can walk down. You can literally walk down the street and smoke weed, blow smoke in the cop's face, and they won't say shit. But yeah, bro, I don't know. Shit
so
weird.
Aren't you like scratching your head when like they're
I'm not scratching my head because I understand how shit works. You know what I'm saying? Like they charge the promotion to throw the show. You got to pay for the people's time or whatever. And then how else are you gonna make money? Because every time I go to a fight, I'm thinking, all right, knockout bonus. How many different ways? Oh shit, I was hoping my man's missed weight. I'm like, how many ways can I make money? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I think that other people aren't doing the same thing? So obviously the commission, how else are they gonna make money? Finding people. You know what I mean? And it's legal, like you said, it's legal in Nevada. People literally walk around and they smoke all the time. You know what I'm saying? The government is making money off of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's their way of being like, all right, fuck it, we just gonna keep popping their ass with this.
Yeah.
Everybody that got popped in that event that I had to do the little conference call, everybody that was on there except for one dude whose name somehow got lost in the whole midst of this and this shit. He popped for steroids, and then like 3 or 4 of us popped for weed. You know what I mean? So you actually caught one dude. I wonder how many. And I know you don't test everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in those 4 dudes that you pop for weed, and the one dude you pop for steroid, how many dudes did you let on the steroids get by? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Man. Well, like I say, thanks for the context. Thanks for clearing. What's that?
I'm just a thinker that be thinking. That's all.
Well, we're going to kind of like segue between each other in terms of questions. So I'm going to be gracious and let G hit you with one of her hot pipes.
I mean, since Mike want to bring up weed and shit, yo, how often do you smoke when you're not in camp? Or can I ask that? It's a safe place because I smoke. I'm high right now, so like feel comfortable to share.
I smoke.
Me too. Okay, cool. I figured that might be like iffy, but you know, it's all love here. I smoke, so I had to ask.
Well, I've been a long camp, so I ain't smoked in a while. So you know, tolerance ain't what it was.
Oh, but that's always good when you take a little break and then you hop back into it. So enjoy when you do. But here's the thing. I get that you're an undefeated fighter, right? And I'm thinking to myself, when you're an undefeated fighter, do you prepare for loss or do you say to yourself, I'm never going to lose?
I don't even think about it. You know, I prepare the same way every time. You know, the thought that I can actually lose only enters my mind whenever somebody actually says it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, why would I be preparing to take a loss? I'm trying to make sure be on top of my game and make sure I'm doing everything right, doing all the right things. You know what I'm saying? So for me, thinking about a loss is a waste of my time.
Right.
I mean, because obviously by me understanding, all right, I need to be in this position when I throw this punch there because I don't want to get hit with this is me preparing for me not to the loss.
Not to lose.
Right? You don't do this shit right, you might lose. I mean, so that's where I focus my
Good. Because I always want to know that because it's like when you're undefeated, nobody's done nothing to you, never lost. So I wonder if a fighter's just like, I'm gonna stay this way and just stay fly. But
I don't know. Everybody's different. For me, I'm just trying to be like, all right, how can I be better next time? How can I do better next time? How can I make it look smooth and make it look clean and make it look more impressive next time? You know, and just focus on the little things. And it's always come back to the little things, the small details.
Right.
Of, you know what I mean? Placement in foot. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got caught with some leg kicks this last fight. A lot of that happened because of me just all right. And I got to where I was aimlessly like, all right, kind of moving like, all right, just trying some shit. And I'm putting my leg in a bad spot to where he was able to actually just kick me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, little things like that. All right, don't do that. Make sure you keep your little, especially whenever that's somebody's strategy. Because now people are copycats. People are gonna be like, all right, I'll just chop at his legs,
Yeah. So you got to tweak that.
It didn't work out for OSP. Like, even though it didn't work out for the last guy, everybody felt like they might be able to do it better. So more on that, you know, to make sure be on point. Like, all right, make sure I'm here whenever they're trying to do that. Make sure.
True. That makes sense because you tweak, you know, with every fight. But listen, I put it out there that we were going to talk to you online. So Tev Talks MMA from MMA Twitter want me to ask you, is there like a look at me now person in your life? Like when you first started fighting, was there someone in your life that was like, don't do it, you're going to get hurt, bop, 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 bop. And then does that person exist? And do you want to rub it in their face like right now?
Like, I mean, there's been a few people that have thought that were like, oh, maybe this isn't the best thing for you to do. You should do something else. You should do like a regular job. It's more secure and things like that. 'Cause, you know, I got a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm like, bro, this day job ain't doing shit, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just went shopping for my kids and shit. Like, just on buying shoes, and I still ain't even get all of them some shoes. You know what I mean? I spent almost $1,000.
It's why I don't have any. They cost too much damn money. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be no way. For me, there was no way I was gonna be able to do it on a regular job. So I had to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you ever like, look at me now? Yeah, because you said I couldn't do it or whatever. Do you feel like you 9-0? You ever want to rub it in people's face?
Like I said, I don't have to say anything. I already know. You see it. So I know it's making you mad. You see it. So I don't have to say anything. I got dudes that I used to train with. You know what I mean? I used to train with these dudes every day. A couple of them, I done brought them out, brought them out to the, you know what I mean, with me to try to put them on and all of this shit. You know what I mean? They bet against me every single fight. Every one of my last pro fights. They're literally betting like, oh, I don't think you can do it. All this and that. You know what I mean? And they know me. Like, y'all know me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was beating y'all ass in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And this goes from training together and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go to hurt my partner. I don't go to beat my partners. You know what I mean? I'm just going to look to learn and try shit. But you know what I mean? It was a couple of times, you know what I mean? Certain people have egos and shit, and whenever they try me, I let they ass know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no, y'all already know this shit. So, you know what I mean? It's just indie shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is what it is.
It sounds like you have.
I focus on being great. Oh, my bad.
I can tell. It sounds like you're hella confident. But no, it's okay. You sound hella confident, which is what I expect from a fighter. So that's what's up. But I'm not gonna hog all the mic time. I know, Kairos, I'm sure you got some stuff lined up. What you got?
Yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of mixed martial artists in Michigan who are like, you see them cooperating with each other, and not just even in the martial arts field. I saw in one of your interviews you were working out with Floyd Mayweather in like his boxing gym. Now I'm wondering, is that cooperation just basically based off of, oh, we're all from the same place and we have like a common goal, or it's no, we take pride in where we're from, we take care of our own? Or if not, neither, that's cool too.
It's all of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, you know what I mean, it's in front of the sense of Floyd came here from nothing. So he know what it's like. He know what, you know what I mean, he know the type of some of the things that I'm going through, and some things I have to deal with as far as everything go from every front. I mean, from the people around you changing to you know what I mean, to life changing, to having to understand new things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean, you start to see yourself in certain other people and things, and you want to try to help them. From that's just speculation on how I look at it. You know what I mean? But as far as like a lot of the Michigan guys from around here that I go and I work out with, like Chaos and Daquan and shit like that, we were fighting locally at shows before Michigan was even sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? Like we, you know what I mean, we knew each other. We was already putting on the best shows that we felt was around. You know what I mean? Around it on this level and things like that. You know, and all we thinking like, shit, man, when we gonna start getting to that big money, you know what I mean, up to that next level, you know what I mean, things like that. Be like, we should talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, when we get up there, we're going to do our thing, you know what I mean? And things like that. Now, that's just basically what all the shit that we sat around just talked about and visualizing and things like that. That's just starting to happen now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we happy for one another, you know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, we wasn't wrong. I wasn't in this long. I had these dreams. I had these aspirations and shit like that. And we all put forth the effort, and now we all doing it. You know what I mean?
No, that's dope. And you were talking about visualization. That's one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about. A lot of people always talk about the mental preparation that they always put into fighting, whether it's just like I'm watching film or whether I got to ready my mind for certain things like that. Do you visualize how your opponent's going to react to what you're throwing out there? Or are you just sitting there saying, I'm going to watch how they are going to react to me and I'm going to take note and attack accordingly?
It's all of that. It's all of that. So like, yeah, like before, obviously you got to visualize what it's like as far as, but my visualization is different, might be different. Some people might go, oh, he's wrong. So I know it. But for me, it's like, all right, where do I need to be at? How do I neutralize this thing? I done said in a lot of interviews, the best thing my dad ever did, my dad taught me how to play chess when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I mean, so I grew up thinking anytime I had a problem, things like that, I looked at it, I attacked. If I had to make moves to or something to try to get something done, and I had multiple options, I look at it like chess. You know what I mean? Setting things in motion and things like that. So I try to understand their game as best as possible, so that way I know I'm making the best moves.
Mm. And speak about making the best moves. You fought at 185 and 205, and you were mentioning how there's a difference in how you are and how you fight
I
and
fought
how
heavyweight too.
yeah, basically you did everything. You did all that shit. But my question is, what's the difference between fighting middleweight and fighting light heavyweight as far as just what your opponents are throwing at you? And like, is it just the speed of it or the danger level? What exactly were you getting at when you're talking about that?
For me, it was how I felt. Like, don't get me wrong. I was at 185. I was big. Like, yeah, I was big. I was tower. I was bigger than dudes and things like that. But you know what I mean? How I felt getting down to 185 and felt fighting there at that weight difference. And then when I fought at 205, which was a little bit more heavier, you know what I mean? I wasn't eating maybe as well and things like that. It was a difference. Shit, it was a difference carrying that weight. The carry of weight was different. You know, it was different. You know what I mean? Like whenever you out there, you moving as a 185er and shit, you used to how you move. And then you go out there, you moving as a 205er. It's different.
Okay. I won't hog the mic. Mike, it's back to you, baby. You got it.
And that's a nice segue, actually, because speaking of 185 and 205, was there a sense of like annoyance when you saw what was actually transpiring with Izzy now actually, challenging at 205? Was there any kind of like,
it wasn't,
what are you doing here?
I wasn't like annoyed. I wasn't like annoyed or anything like that. It was just more like a wow, really? Like just like a why? Because I'm not up there. I'm not up in the rankings up that high to where it would even like doing, you know what I mean, for real. You know what I mean? Unless some shit drastically changed over these next couple fights. You know, which they might.
I think
it was just more so. It was just more so like a damn. I looked at it kind of in my eyes. I'm looking at it like, all right, what happens whenever I get up there and shit? Then they want to let somebody cut and overjump me, shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? I was thinking like I feel like Glover should be fighting for the title next. You know what I mean? Because like even Jon Jones, even Jon Jones. Think about what Jon Jones has done. You know what I mean? How they marketed him. He's to some many Dana White, he's the GOAT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he still wasn't afforded the privilege to keeping his title and then just jumping up and getting a title shot. Daniel Cormier went up and got the title shot. Daniel Cormier was already undefeated in that weight class. So he had already fought in that weight class. Yeah. Anderson Silva also was considered a GOAT at the time. All that. He actually fought and won at 205, but was never allowed to go up and fight for the 205 belt. You know what I'm saying? So like, how is this, you know what I mean, a thing? Like, it's obviously should be some discrepancy here, because that's like saying like, all right, let's say, all right, fuck it, I'm going down to 185. I go down to 185. I'm bigger than all the 185ers, you know what I'm saying? And I clean house with them. You know what I mean? And then like, all right, I'm just gonna wait now. And then there's a champion now that I feel like I can beat at 205. And now I should be able, I'm just gonna go up to 205, fight at that weight class, win that belt, and be like, oh, I rolled over 2 weight classes. Fuck no, bro. That's goofy, bro. That's spoof shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a fabricated legacy. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna rule over more than 1 weight class, I mean if I dominated in that weight class, both of them. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just the thing.
I thought that might have been the train of the conversation. I mean, just kind of like sticking with Jon, seeing as though you mentioned him. Now, he's actually going up to heavyweight to do more or less the same.
Through the rankings, though.
What's that?
He got to go through the rankings, though. They're not just letting him fight Stipe for the title.
No, but what I'm saying, what I'm going to is, in doing that, he's bolstering his position as the GOAT. When you saw that conversation about the GOAT, I know he's been complimentary about you, but when you saw this conversation that he was engineering about the GOAT, because nobody else was actually waving the flag for Jon Jones apart from Jon Jones, what was going through your mind when you saw that? Because up until that, people were kind of like waving the flag for Khabib. And we're talking people were waving the flag for Khabib. What were your thoughts on that?
So you basically asked me, how do I feel about the GOAT status or whatever of Jon Jones?
Yeah.
So my thing is this. Early on in Jon Jones' career, whenever he was doing PEDs and shit like that, he looked phenomenal. He looked like a true fucking GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But ever since he done came back and he been pissing clean and shit like that, he don't look like the same dude.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing for me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and people say, oh, Anderson Silva was popping steroids and things like that. Hey, everybody was popping for steroids back then. Go back and look at any of the motherfuckers he fought. They was all fighting on. So if all y'all on steroids, then you know what I'm saying? He's still fucking y'all up like this. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yep.
But yeah, bro, Jon Jones is going to Jon Jones was like, he looked too different. He just looked too different from whenever he was, you know what I mean, was dirty or possibly dirty. And when he came back, when he fought with OSP, his fight with OSP was his first fight back after that shit. He went 5 rounds with that man. That man had that man's arm, and he fractured his arm. He fractured his arm. You know what I'm saying? In like the second or third round. So you still couldn't put this man away? What was different?
Yeah.
What was different in you? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because before you hit a motherfucker, you have him hurt with a punch, arm not fractured and none of that shit. And then you hop in on him and you finish. You know what I mean?
You don't think it's
Go ahead.
You don't think it's because Jon is getting older?
He's 33.
You know what I mean?
That's like 4 years older than I am.
Shit.
And not only that, that was like 4-6 years ago, some shit like that. So he was younger than I am now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do I feel like
he struggled with OSP?
No, I don't feel like that was the
Okay.
You see, that's why I wanted to ask you. When you mentioned about Jon Jones and you mentioned earlier about yourself saying that you're not up there, if he struggled with OSP and there was you actually rinsing through this man, are you really going to try and tell us that you're not up there? I think we might have lost the King of the North. He's been frozen for a while.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that Jon Jones talk sent him off the edge. He's like, fuck this, I'm going home.
At least his frozen picture looks nice. I'm usually like, this is kind of dope.
Maybe we got to get him back in. Hold on. He'll click on the link hopefully again and then we'll get him back. This is going nice, man. This is going wicked.
And I'm genuinely happy to see you guys. I haven't been able to talk to you all. Like, I'm so happy to see y'all. And I was listening to y'all show earlier.
Oh, there he goes.
The King of the North is unfrozen. He's back.
Where is he?
You're back in the building. So did you catch anything I said, or do you want me to repeat it?
But yeah, no, you said something about I don't feel like I'm up in the I'm up there. No, see, that's not, we're not talking about skill. When I say, I would never say that about skill wise, because I feel like I beat anybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as far as ranking, notoriety, and being paid. Like, look how much they getting paid, bro. I'm not getting paid like that. So why would I go and take those fights? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna burn through my money fights before I'm actually making the money.
No, I hear that.
That's true.
Hear that.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like man, bro, y'all don't understand. Like, people can say whatever they want to say. They can be like, oh, Jon Jones will kill this guy, because they look at it from the entertainment aspect and shit like that. We talking about two motherfuckers that grind in the gym. I grind just like he grind. I touch people up just like he. I mean, he don't touch people up like I do. So, all right, but you know what I mean. But like, you know what I'm saying? For you to sit there and be like, oh, there's no possible way that I could clock this motherfucker across his chin when I do this shit on a daily basis is asinine. You know what I mean? It's just blasphemy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever words you want to throw, whatever.
100%. That's what I said to you from the
whatever you want to call it.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
That's why I said at the top of the interview that there is something special about you, and it's not just through the conversation, it's just through the aura. You carry yourself differently. You are in the kind of like mold of someone who is speaking things into existence because of the hard work that they've actually put in. So that's why you got that confidence. But just on that confidence,
pay attention.
But just on that
You know what
confidence,
I'm saying, bro? I take it for what it is. Like people, like I said, people love to romanticize. They love to build stories. They love to be but bro, I'm taking it for what it really is. Every time you miss a step, because I'm critical of myself. So I know how to be critical of other people. Anytime you miss a step wrong, you may have knocked that motherfucker out, but ooh, you fucked up right there though. It just worked out for you that time. Against me, I'm not gonna let you have that. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I mean, just before we segue into the next question from somebody else, I'm interested. A lot of fighters, you know, especially yourself, personifying what I'm talking about, are very good at talking about their skill set, very confident in their self-belief. But when it comes to fighter pay and when it comes to issues that really they need to speak on, maybe it's just me, maybe I need to be on Twitter more, but I'm not seeing that conversation that's loud and as confident and as brash in these interviews. Am I missing something, or do you agree with me there?
You talk to them behind, man. You talk about your money behind with the people, between the people that matter. Putting your money all out in the media and shit like that, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. It's gonna aggravate the people that you're trying to negotiate, that you got to work with. You know what I'm saying? You try to please the public and anything. At the end of the day, they ain't on it. You got to work with them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, nah. I just highlight them. You know what I mean? And we talk about it. I'm good at talking about shit. You break something down to me to where I can understand it. We good. Whenever you start just basically telling me to eat shit and fuck off and like that, that's when we gonna have some serious fucking problems. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's when we gonna have some problems. You know what I mean? For the most part, I feel like things have been all right. You know what I mean? So
good. Yeah, I want to jump into the Contender Series, if you don't mind, Jamal. When you're on the Contender Series, right? I feel like there's a lot of pressure to get the big knockout and to get the contract. But now that you're in the UFC, you're in the big leagues, which is more stressful, trying to get the contract on the Contender Series or fighting in the big leagues in the UFC? Which one is just more nerve-wracking, you would say? Or is it the same shit?
I don't know, because I feel the same way every fight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just more so. Like, I don't get nervous. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I just get anxious. I'll be like, man, fuck, I'm tired of this build up. I'm tired of. Let's just get in there and see what it is. Let's get in there and see what's cracking. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing for me. As far as the Contender Series, you're like, oh yeah, I need a finish and things like that. But for me going in there, I knew the finish would come as long as I did all the right things. Just set, you know what I mean? Stay within myself and did the right things. And just played the play, stuck to the game plan and the things that we had, you know what I mean, that we had established beforehand. And I felt like the finish would be inevitable. You know what I mean? Because the way, like, a lot of things people don't know, like, you're going to have to expose yourself to try to come at me. I mean, try to get some on me. And I'm ready for that. You know what I mean? And I will take full advantage of it. You know what I mean? A lot of times, sometimes it's going to end in a finish. You know what I mean? So it's all if you're willing to play that game or if you're able to play that game. So,
definitely.
That's how I look at it. So for me, it doesn't differ one way or the other. I mean, honestly, I will be honest about, you know what I mean? I'm not like I'm not honest about other shit. But yeah, now being in the UFC, it's like, oh yeah, finishes aren't that big of a deal. Shit, I need to
exactly.
I need to win. Winning is more important.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like two different types of stress. Because I'm thinking on the Contender Series, they stress like you got to get the knockout, you got to get the contract, and then that. Go ahead.
But there is that from like a where you want to be aspect. But once you get in there, I ain't gonna say the pressure goes away. It's just a different type. Because now it's like, all right, the finish comes with an extra $50,000, and you can get blown up. Your star can ride. Your stock can go up. You know what I mean? So then it goes from, oh, I need to finish to where I can be able to be in this to try to make this money or whatever like that. But now it's more like, all right, what legacy do you want? What, you know what I mean? How do you want to be seen as? Like that?
Right.
So it's just different.
Perfect. Yeah. And one more question about the Contender Series. Like, I'm sure you heard what we all heard about Dana White saying there's possibly 60 cuts coming. And the talk online, a lot of us have been saying the older fighters like Yol and everybody that's been cut, or the older fighters that are going to get cut, could be replaced by Contender Series fighters. I call them pups, you know, like, how do you feel about guys like you replacing the older fighters, like what we're talking about online? Is good, bad, or indifferent?
It's life. It's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Father Time is undefeated. You know what I mean? Just like this is, I feel like it about how I feel about the NBA now. Shit, all the dudes I grew up watching is pretty much gone.
Same.
You know
I don't watch it no more because of it. Yeah.
No more. They don't play no more. None of that. You got all these young dudes, the Ball brothers, and all this. You know what I mean? So it's just like that. You know what I mean?
It's life.
It was bound to happen eventually.
Exactly. It's just tough.
Things are getting any weaker or better. It's just you just don't know now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure you're not worried though after that KO of OSP. You good. So I'm sure you know the 60 cuts ain't on your mind. Your word.
I wasn't worried before then. You know, I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I am. You know, and I feel like I've been able to show a pretty good glimpse of that in the 2 previous fights that I had. So yeah, I knew I was good. I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, we all knew that. Your name never came up in all these discussions we've been having. So you're good.
Yeah.
So
who don't love a Sweet Dreams fight?
You know, Kairos, what you got?
So we're entering, we're not even entering, we already in this shit. The entertainment era of mixed martial arts is here. People are either cutting promos via themselves or cutting promos through ESPN, or the UFC's doing it themselves. And you see guys like Tyron Woodley doing his Champ Camp series on YouTube. You see Sean O'Malley doing his thing. You see a few other people doing their thing in that sort of aspect. But there's certain people who aren't really into that. And what is the alternative for people like that? And are you like about that sort of thing with people coming in at the gym and like recording you and you doing interviews and like doing stuff like that to promote yourself? Or are you just the type to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to have it go organically and I'm just going to beat my opponents and see how it goes from there?
Hey, if it make money, it makes sense, bro. I'm good. I'm all good with the promotion and stuff like that. I do it because I know what it brings. You know, notoriety brings money. You know what I'm saying? You have to win fights, but also though you got to win the popularity contest or whatever too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword.
So how would you feel then, Jamal? How would you feel about a young, handsome black man coming in with a camera and following you, who's not a million miles away from this screen, who has like industrial strength, actual experience and equipment that could actually make you look like the diamond that you are? How would you feel about that?
Be all right, but I actually got a media team. I got a video I'm gonna drop later today from them whenever we were going around Vegas. I had them following me around with the cameras and stuff like that. Got a little bit of training footage, you know. Yeah, you know, so yeah, I've already been on that. Man, come on now. Sweet Dreams on all of this, bro. You gotta understand, I understand business, I understand how things work. You know what I'm saying? If I was for me stepping into this game from the beginning, I wasn't like, oh, really just see what happened. Like I said, I played chess. So whenever I stepped in here, I already knew what came with it and everything like that. So I already, you know what I mean? I've been getting my ducks in a row.
That's what I like to hear.
Kairos, let me hop in real quick. I'm gonna ask a real quick question. Is there anybody that you want to fight, or maybe is there anyone you beefing with that we don't know about and that perhaps you want to beat up and call out or anything like that? You seem like someone that's you're not beefing or nothing. I don't hear nothing. So
man,
maybe you know something.
Because none of these niggas want no smoke. They don't want no smoke.
They don't want no problems.
Hell no. You know what I mean? The one dude that was talking, you know what I mean? He would shut the fuck up real quick because he was talking crazy, like, oh, you need to get through this and do that and do that. And then he got his ass knocked out. And now you see what I done did my last couple fights. You know what I'm saying?
So he got quiet.
Yeah, he ain't been saying nothing. He ain't been saying nothing now. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
You got any news coming or anything?
Beef, because like it ain't no beef. It's just some you said some shit. You said some crazy. It's just like whenever you playing a video game with your boy, and at first sometimes y'all just sitting there chilling, y'all playing. It's like, oh, that was good shit. And then sometimes the emotion in it, now you whack as fuck. You know what I mean? All of that shit. I'm with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It could be one of those type of situations. Because beef to me is real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people get mad because about something that somebody's saying in interviews and shit. Be like, oh, it's on site. Whenever I see you, I can't control myself. I got to do. That's because you ain't never been in no real beef. You ain't never had no real problem. I used to, man. I'm from the streets, man. I used to really beef and have real problems with a motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that shit ain't the same. That shit ain't the same. This can be. It can be that. It can be the media beefing with
the
and shit like
three-piece.
that and what it is. Yeah, I beat you. I mean, I let them know. I have motherfucker. I just don't like you. You know what I mean? Your face annoys me or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I can have that type of beef with a motherfucker, but like real beef, it never be like real beef like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You'll have to really do some ill ass shit for me to be like, every time I see you, I'm about to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying?
And just on those street stories, you know, I love a good street story. Obviously, there's a statute of limitations now, and all of that. We can talk about allegedly this happened, but give me an allegedly happened story that is not a million miles away from you in the streets.
Like what?
Well, you said you are used to the street beef. You are used to handling stuff in the street. Is there one story, story that sticks in your mind?
So, all right, if we speak along of real beef, all right, like these dudes, like this one dude, they got into it with my bro at school. I mean, I went to the school and I ended up getting removed from this school. All right, so I didn't even know this dude for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a church playing basketball where I used to go play church instantly. They come up to me on whole bullshit. I don't even know these dudes. I mean, like, oh, I'll tell your bro, you know what I mean? Whenever I see him, who this and that. You can't say shit like that to me. You know what I'm saying? So instantly I leave, I go get my bro. I mean, I go right to bro crib, all of that. I got more people there. So we end up just mobbing up, we end up going up there. Woo this and that, whole lot of shit was said, whatever, whatnot. Nothing happened. You know what I mean? So we end up leaving. And I went to like the Bible study or something. Like I don't know. I just went, you know, sure enough again, these dudes is there, they see me. They sit up there whispering, we were talking to each other. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna play this game. I just left, went, got my brothers. We came back there this time. It was 4-on-4, 2 of them shot out. And 2 that was there whooped their ass. They ended up getting they caught a pretty bad ass whooping. So so I say like, man, I was riding the fucking bus. I was riding the city bus coming from school. You know what I mean? This is the school that after I got sent to this other school and shit. I remember the bus pulling up and no bullshit. Fucking 15 motherfuckers, bro. All the one I seen in front, I instantly recognized him. It was no dude's brother and shit. You know what I mean? So now I got 15 motherfuckers to worry about. You know what I'm saying? They went up like that. We got the pole and shit. They like, soon as this nigga step off the bus, bro, we right up on it. You know what I mean? So I had to call my bro and shit. Like this is real life shit. I used to have to go. Like I couldn't be on the bus. I couldn't ride the bus. Walking down the street. You know, hey, yo, ain't your name such and such? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like that shit really used to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's beef. That's real beef. Like you see a motherfucker, you got a duck because bullets flying and shit. That's beef. A motherfucker talking crazy in the interview is not beef. That's just we don't like each other.
You know, this is the last one from me, but I remember the last time that we spoke earlier on this year, it was actually me who broke the news of George Floyd to you. And you were just digesting it when I told you about what was actually unfolding. Now, looking back on that, would you say that there is a sense of the fact that, you know, you've got a kind of president who really, in terms of police brutality, endorses that? He kind of like inflames that. Now that you've kind of got a change of administration around the corner, is it naive to think that there is a sense of not change? So my missus just shut the light off in the middle of the call, but never mind.
She wanted some change, Mike.
Right.
Is there a sense of is there a sense of hope on the horizon, considering there are polar opposites in terms of the way that they view the world?
There's just a sense of change, bro. It's something different. As far as hope, I don't really know about all that shit. So we just gonna have to see what happens. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a hope person. Like if I was, I don't think I'd be where I was, because that's why I train like I do, because I don't want to leave shit to chance. I don't like chances. I like the sure thing. So whenever I start seeing difference and things like that, then we can talk about it then. But for right now, I mean, election over, it is what it is. I don't know if you in the States or not.
No, I'm in London.
We didn't talk enough about politics over here. We over that shit, bro.
We tired, Mike. We exhausted.
Wow.
Man, they show up at your house. They ring your phone. They email you. Like, man, that shit is everywhere, dog. So, we'll put a pin in that one and come back to it.
Mike probably tired too, though. Y'all got Boris and shit, Mike. I know you just exhausted, so I know you tired too.
You see,
bro, one of y'all leaders look like Carson Wentz. We're not gonna ignore that fact right there, bro. My man's look good. You know how long it took me to realize my man's wasn't Carson Wentz? Bro, that shit was crazy, bro.
I feel you.
Well, long live the queen and all of that. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I ain't trying to, no disrespect. But her son looked like her son, grandson, whatever he looked like. He looked like Carson Wentz.
Oh shit! I just googled him. He kind of does.
I'm
look, I'm saying,
kind of like.
Look, here's the thing. Ever since that relevance, the fact of how they look has come into play, Carson Wentz been playing like shit. So did Carson Wentz leave the NFL to rule your country? And Prince wanted to play football?
Maybe so. Shit.
I'm going to have to Google Carson Wentz, because I have to say this is going way above my head.
You don't know who Carson Wentz is?
No, because I don't follow ball. I don't do any other sports apart from mixed martial, apart from combat sports.
Kairos, you watch football?
No, what y'all think? You think I'm a rookie? I know who Carson Wentz is. They look exactly the same. They're the same person. Down to the red hair. That's him.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Y'all country bought a football team in Philly, and she put so her son could play football. I'm trying to tell you, that's what happened.
Oh man,
you can see this.
Whilst Kairos is actually going into his I suppose closing questions, I'm going to look up Carson Wentz.
Yeah, you look up Carson Wentz.
Now, unlike my friend here, I'm not going to ask you to incriminate yourself. We're better than that. We aren't going to.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's
almost had me hit the Dave Chappelle on his ass and plead the fifth.
I tried, yo.
This is all allegedly.
This man's turned into DJ Vlad. So what I have to ask you is this. I follow you on Twitter and I see a lot of the stuff that you tweet. And I think to myself, every time I read someone's tweets, I'm like, is this how they talk? Is this how they interact with actual people? Or is this how they're interacting through a screen? And when I read, go ahead.
He does look like Carson Wentz.
I told you.
Spitting image.
We told you.
This is Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Wow.
There
anyway.
you go. That's his name.
Sorry, Cyrus. I interrupted you.
Thank you. Anyway, my question is this. When you tweet, are you putting up any sort of buffer or any sort of are you holding anything back when you're tweeting? Because sometimes reading your tweets and hearing you speak right now, I'm like, this motherfucker talks just how he tweets. I literally look at that, I'm like, this is literally him.
Yo, I'm me, bro. I'm me at all times, bro. That's the only way I know how to be is me, bro. You know what I mean? I try to be respectful as much as possible and things like that. You know what I mean? I don't try to like do too much and everything like that. But if I feel like something just need to be said, it's like, fuck it, just say it. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Plus, it's a lot of typing, bro. It's a lot of typing. So if I get to the point quicker by just letting your ass know, I'm gonna do that.
There's a tweet that you had. Hold on 1 second. I gotta ask you about this because this shit was
But
funny when I read it.
He sleep.
Here we go. Let's see. Hopefully I got this shit. You said, why are we acting like Brock Lesnar was ever good? For real. Now, listen, man. I have to come at you for this
shit, bro.
No,
Bro,
I'm with
bro,
Jamal. That shit is facts, yo.
Bro,
let
my
y'all
man
talk
was
in the
not.
house,
Bro, my man was not a good fighter, bro. He was just big as hell, bro. He came in around the time where the changing of the guard was happening. Like, you could be a big freak and you could beat some of the motherfuckers up. Randy Couture was the champion. Randy was like 50 fucking years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening for the old motherfuckers trying to, outside of Glover Teixeira, what's happening with the old motherfuckers that's trying to be champions now? What's happening with Jacare? What's happening with OSP? And OSP ain't even that old. You know what I'm saying? He's 37. That nigga was like 45, 46. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. He lost. He lost to Frank Mir, and then his next fight was a title shot. Or he beat Heath Herring. He was like 1-1, coming off a loss, some shit like that, and got a title shot. That just goes to show you how fucking trash that. So he had to say so in the same amount of fights that I've had now, he was already fighting for the championship. What does that say about that era?
It says the era is borderline ass, but I asked this question because he still won a world title. He fought a Hall of Famer in his second ever UFC bout. That's crazy. For you to get
that was old as fuck, bro.
Yes.
This just what I'm saying. This just no disrespect to Randy, because Randy was still a legend. He still was able to use some of the things that he learned to win fights. And here's what I'm saying. Randy was a wrestler. Brock Lesnar was like 20-something, 20, mid to late 20s, early 30s, some shit like that. And he wrestled in college. He was an All-American NCAA champion wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Of course you felt comfortable going in there with Randy Couture.
You know, damn,
put his ass
right.
in there against Stipe. Put him in this area. Put it like this. If you put Brock Lesnar in this era, he wouldn't even be top 10.
We don't have to. Cain Velasquez and everybody else beat him up. As soon as, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
I was the Overeem rank right
Murder.
now. I was the Overeem destroyed this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came in getting acid. Shane Carwin, yeah, he won that. They're like, oh, he battled back. Bro, if that had been anybody else, if I ever get hit like that and I go down and I eat that many shots, they are stopping that fight, dog. They let this nigga beat him up until he got tired, bro.
That's a fact.
And back then, technique wasn't as on point as it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Yeah, he won the championship. He won the title. Yeah, he made a legacy for himself. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like he was just like a beast and he was just going through everybody. And he had a couple good fights. He had a couple good fights, and they just
you would say
he's lost more than he's won.
Would you say he's a good wrestler? You would say he's a good wrestler.
This man got more L's.
I agree with you.
This man got more beef with Brock Lesnar than anybody in his actual division, right?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. No, because people really came for me for that. People really came for me after. I ain't even so much talk. I'm talking to them about the motherfucker. People really came for me after that. They like, oh, you got no respect. I used to, bro. One dude was like, I used to be a fan of yours. I was a fan of you after what you said about Brock. I lost a lot of respect for you, this and that. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I said that shit. Fuck you mean? Yeah, bro. Ass. And if Brock Lesnar got a problem with it, we can get it cracking like a motherfucker too.
Facts.
Yeah, holy shit.
Mike, what you think? You seem quiet on this. I'm with Jamal. Kairos thinks Brock is a good fighter. Mike, what do you think?
Put it this way. From the time that he came from WWE, he's not a real fighter. I know, okay, Kairos is probably going to chime in about his wrestling background. He's going to be talking about his the plaques that he's got on the wall. But no, he put it this way. The only reason why he was in the UFC was name value. That was it. He can't fight. And that's why he's not in the UFC, because he can't fight.
Right. And he was on
Kairos.
Come on.
Sick.
Yeah.
He was sick. He had a disease. Nigga was still trash. Period.
Steroids. Yeah.
After you explained
I just think he's a really good wrestler.
I understand.
Like, bro.
Yeah.
Then even at that, anybody who would be like, "Oh, he was with WWE," and try to use that against some comment, you out of the discussion. You can't have this discussion. Period. You can't have it. He was the WWE champ. As soon as that pass out your bro, your shit go like a paper ball shot in the trash, bro. Your opinion just went completely out the window.
I get it. I get it. And partially I responded to you like a little bit sarcastic, but at the same time, I was like, he still was UFC champion. When you explain like skill for skill, technique for technique, he just wasn't that dude. Understandably.
What punch was he gonna knock somebody a skilled striker out with? None.
He wasn't.
Except for a lucky overhead or something. He didn't have you've never seen him throw a Chris combo ever. You know what I'm saying? He could wrestle. He was big, and even then his wrestling skills wasn't even, you know what I mean? He was big as fuck. Can you imagine being a fucking kid and have to fight somebody, having to wrestle against somebody that damn big?
That
Jamal looks like he's about to throw hands, man.
Took football in high school. You used to look at
I
these on the other
know.
team like, God damn, they big as fuck. I know for a fact they did that shit in wrestling too. Real talk.
I'm sure.
Come on, bring us back to reality before we close
this
motherfucker
looking at
Oh,
you
I got one
like
for
this
you.
and shit. Like a redneck that just finished the six pack and shit.
God damn it.
Look what you started,
I knew we could get him with this one. We knew we could get him with this one. You up, G?
We might get him with another one, yo.
If you scared, literally shit will freeze up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
True.
Like if you scared, you get in that bitch. You got even overthinking. I had a fight. I had a fight where I overthought shit. I mean, I was thinking I hadn't fought in a while. You know what I mean? It's my first long layoff and shit. I was thinking. Literally, I couldn't throw a fucking punch. Y'all freeze again?
No, you good.
Oh man, y'all hold some amazing steel shot face poses. Y'all look frozen.
Oh, I think G is.
I think G is. She's back.
But yeah, but no.
I'm back. Yo, real quick before I get.
Go ahead.
Jamal, who you think is gonna win? Stephen Thompson or Jeff Neal? Jeff Neal, excuse me, or Stephen Thompson. Who's gonna win? Main event, UFC Vegas 17. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Neal.
Ooh, okay.
I think
I'm going
it's
Wonder Boy, even though I want Neal.
I think it's a power difference, but Wonder Boy got the speed. He got the in and out. He got some good strikes or whatever. I just think Neal got good timing and he can crack.
Yeah.
Fellas,
what y'all think?
Listen, he's Team Neal. I told y'all, Neal's gonna set him down. Wonder Boy gets dropped every single time with 1 minute left. He can be evasive and elusive for 24 minutes, but in that 25-minute dropped. He's been dropped 5 times now.
See, that's some fast shit. See, now if I'm gonna turn that into some fighter breakdown, I'll say that basically if Jeff starts getting off early and starts finding the range and hitting them early, then yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Wonder Boy.
Think of the last minute. He'd be like, "Yep, that magical punch is the last minute. This is magic time. That magical punch is gonna happen."
No, I'm just saying he's walking through strikes. I'm saying he's gonna walk through strikes and eventually get him towards the end. That's what I'm saying.
Some of Wonder Boy strikes you can walk through, and if you time them right, you can crack his eyes.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And Neal does hit hard.
Actually, I don't know, man. Neal actually kind of let me down, man.
What you mean?
Last time what was that? Didn't he lose the fight? What was that fight? Who did he fight that he lost to?
That was outside the UFC. That was Kevin Holland in like LFA.
Yeah.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, he hasn't lost in the UFC, I don't think.
The North remembers.
Yep.
As soon as we are on breakdowns, the one I'm interested in, and in terms of your take, Chimaev versus Leon Edwards. Who takes that?
Who?
Khamzat Chimaev versus Leon Edwards.
That's not that fight got canceled, bro.
Yeah, but next year they're going to run it in January. They're doing it in January.
Yep.
Fellas got the code back. Now, man, I ain't seen enough of Chimaev, bro. Like they hyped him up against who? Oh boy, that he beat that first fight. They're like, oh, he didn't get touched. He got beat by another dude the exact same way who we can all see it's not that high of a level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, oh boy, the Asian dude that just beat him. Like, dude's ground game was non-existent. The other dude's ground game was non-existent. And as far as the other punch goes, if you're worried about a motherfucker taking you down, yeah, sometimes a fake shot in the overhand will land. But I think Leon Edwards is very well rounded. He just ain't fought in a while, so we'll see. You know what I mean? But I think Leon Edwards is a real test for him. I don't know. I just ain't seen enough from the dude yet. So, but I'm not just gonna be like, oh, he can't. There's no way he beats Jeff Neal. You know, I'm not gonna do what people do to me. You know what I'm saying? I just think Jeff Neal. I mean, I just think Leon Edwards is a real test. I've seen what Leon Edwards did to RDF. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
or RDA.
No, yeah, we know what you meant. It's no joke. I'm still going with Leon, fellas, even though that video by Darren Stewart that Cairo sent me not too long ago got me shook, but I'm still going with Leon.
This way, from the time that Jimmy Manuwa, who has trained with Chimaev tells me that he is a wolf, he's a savage. This guy is relentless.
Of course he's gonna say that. He's training with him.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Say that.
But,
thank you.
But hold on. Jamal, Leon's his boy.
So?
He ain't his boy no more.
So? Just because that's his boy, he trained with this dude. So he's not going to be like, oh, this dude is trash or anything like that. Or he's not, you know what I mean? He damn sure ain't going to give you shit against him because, you know what I mean? Whenever he want to get ready for a fight, he going to need that dude. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, of course he's going to say that.
We shall see.
Man.
No.
Okay, I'm all out of questions. You
Me
guys,
too.
you spent? Kairos looks like
I'm good.
Yeah, I got a question. I got one last question. You know anybody in the Michigan area who might need a videographer, whether they're in your gym or others? I'm sending out DMs to everybody. Anybody can get this work.
Videographer, shit. I mean, I got a media team. I don't think I have like someone. You mean like you come out, you shoot video and shit like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if possible. I might know some people.
I appreciate it.
I might be able to use you. I might be able to use you too. So yeah, we'll talk.
I appreciate you.
Nice.
Okay. Jamal, it has been incredible. This you co-hosted the show. You weren't a guest. You were on here chopping it up as a fourth member of Shots Fired. It was incredible. I loved it.
Be chopping it up, bro.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time. You've been really generous as well, because originally this was going to be a very quick canter through our couple of questions, but it's ended up.
Why the hell you ain't cut it short, man? My team that left me in the war zone and all of this shit. You know what I mean? I got my game that turned off.
Well, once again, thank you. I really do appreciate the time, and looking forward to seeing you in the new year, whichever opponent they give you next. You going to drop an exclusive on us? We know you know.
On another show. Nah, I don't know nothing, bro.
Jamal, I'm about to follow you, so follow me back, okay?
I will do my best to try that, but like,
yes,
it's a lot of notifications. You gotta let me know when you send it.
I'll do my best.
All right.
Okay. Well, that wraps up Shots Fired. Thank you again, Jamal.
Later, Jamal.
Later.
Yeah.